Today I'm working on my 2026 reading journal. Last year I made a journal, filmed it, did all of that, and then did not keep up with it because I did not read very much. No, I take that back. I did read 50 books last year, but I didn't really enjoy a lot of it when I was pregnant, and so I just kind of fell off of everything. So here is what my journal looked like last year. I filmed a whole video and it's on this channel if you feel like watching it and getting ideas. So last year I used Crayola markers for everything. I just don't love how it turned out. So I didn't love that it was like super streaky, and it actually, surprisingly, Crayola's bled through. Well, not really bled through, but like ghosted through. And I was shocked by that. So I love this page. I gotta finish filling it out. This year, we're gonna change things up a little bit, but another page I did last year that I'm not doing this year is a 25 in 2025, mostly because 26 in 2026 isn't as nice of a number to work with. And also I just forget about this and I read whatever I wanna read. I don't know, I think this is kind of pointless for me. Top books of the year, I was supposed to print all these off and I did not do that. I probably will at some point just so I can feel like things are done. I also did an A to Z challenge and I did not print off anything. I think I got most of it done. I'd have to double check some of these other letters, but I don't really make this a priority. I just kind of see where I'm at and then fill it out. But I don't go out of my way to find a book that starts with X. Also, like, does anyone ever get a book that starts with X? So I'm not gonna do a full spread like this for 2026 because I just never get around to printing the photos. And then last year I went on to do a monthly TBR. I think I need to do more like seasonal TBRs and less of monthly, because reality is I might want to read these books on January 1st, but like January 14th, I don't. I found myself just not paying attention to this or remembering this existed, or I wanted to read them but the books weren't available, so then nothing was ever getting done. Okay, so we're starting with that. I don't know what other colors I'm gonna do yet, but I'm gonna at least get the frames made. Okay, here is the final product for my cover page. These markers right here for the frames were the Grabby acrylic marker dual tones. And then for everything else, I used Ohuhu pastel markers. I think a few standard ones as well, but mostly the pastels. I also use this pen for the details, but I would probably recommend the Abayam dual brush pens because there's a brush side and a fine point. So if you're gonna get anything, you might as well get one that also has a brush tip. So I would just get these ones. And then here is the bleed through. The fine point pens actually bled the most. You can obviously see the alcohol markers, but they did not bleed much onto the page I had behind it. And then the paint markers barely did anything. You can obviously see it a little bit, but not terrible. I think for this page, I want to rip out a piece of paper and stick it in so that I can use alcohol markers on this spread. So I'm just debating like what I want this to look like now that once I put this in there, do I just like draw a little box myself, and then how am I gonna draw the boxes all nice and tidy? Wrong side? Nope. What am I doing wrong? Why is it not? I was right-handed. How would I be using this? What am I doing wrong? Why is this not working? I just have to do it right-handed and then it'll work? That's ridiculous. Okay. So what I think I'm gonna do is cut out a little strip like this to remind me of what colors I used for the spread. I was gonna put it right here, but I might as well put it where it's not gonna like get in the way of anything. So I'm just gonna tape it in with washi so that I can easily move it around if I need to later on. And then I'll probably use a different color palette for these two pages. So then I'll just cut out another strip and put it over here. So then I can always remember and use the exact correct colors if I want to go back to this color palette for another page. I gotta figure out how to do this still. I want to make squares, and before when it was a dot grid it was easy to follow along, but now I think I might just freehand it and embrace the wonkiness and not worry about perfection, because let's be honest, none of these lines are straight and they're probably not even like across either. So maybe I just lean into the hand-drawn aspect of things and go from there. So this is how my reading journal came out. You've seen the cover page. I love it so much. This is my book goal, and when I'm done with the book, I will color it in. I am already done with one book, and I've almost got the second one done. So that's how that page is going to turn out. This is my book tracker. I'm not sure what color I'm going to color these in yet, so that's why I haven't done it yet, but I'm thinking green and blue, and I'm gonna let myself be okay with not continuing this color palette on every single page, but I think I'm gonna stick to like maybe 3 colors. And then here is my new releases page. I don't know what I'll do when I need to add more, or if this will just be good enough for the year, because this is a lot of books. This is, I think, 13 books. Realistically, am I gonna read every single book that comes out this year that I have on this list? Probably not. So I'm not quite sure if I don't know. I might just keep it like this. My A to Z challenge, super simple. I think I'm just gonna write whatever the first book is that I read of that letter, or whichever one I remember to write down. I actually came back in a couple days ago and filled in my top books from last year, as well as my A to Z challenge. And usually what I do is pick my favorite book out of that letter if I've read multiple. I think I'm just gonna write down whatever I remember or whatever comes first. This is my best and worst page, which I'm really excited about. I thought this one turned out really cute. I cut out these little stars, and they're not perfect, but I think that's what makes them look cute. So this will be my top 9 best books of the year, and then the 9 worst books of the year. And I think this one, I'm really excited to see what ends up on this list, because I've never done anything like this, but I am a hater, and I think this will be fun to see. Last up is the savings tracker. So what I'm gonna do is, on my monthly tracker stats, I'm gonna have how many books I read and how much each of those books cost. And then in here, I will fill in like 10 books, $100, I don't know. And then total it up for the year and see how much using the library, Libby, and whatever is saving me, because I don't really ever buy books. So I think this number will be quite high because I don't buy any physical books. And then this will be a yearly stats. I have no idea what I want to track yet, so I haven't filled this in yet. But what my plan is I'm gonna have my individual reviews, and then at the end of the month, I will come in and fill out my January stats and have like the number of books read, if they were physical, audio, Kindle, maybe genre and rating averages. I'm not really sure what I want to do yet, but whatever info I put on the monthly pages, I will put on my yearly page. And then this will be like my overall yearly stats. Potentially. If it comes to be that I want to track more than what can fit on one page, I will make a 2-page spread at the very, very end of the year somewhere. I don't know. I haven't really thought that through yet, but this is what my individual reviews are going to look like. Just super simple, something I can plan out ahead of time, so that if I don't want to write a review on this book, but I want to write a review on this one, there's space for it already here, and I can write that down while I have thoughts. But it's just gonna have my little stickers that say whether or not it was physical, audio, or Kindle, and then my star rating stickers down below. And then I will be numbering the books this year, because I think that will be helpful. And then just a quick review. But yeah, so that is my 2026 reading journal. I am really happy with how it turned out. I'm excited for the year. My goal is to read 50 books again. But I want to be more intentional about reading like actual Kindle books versus audio books. While I know I will still listen to audiobooks, and that is how I'm going to get to my goal, I just want to read more like with my eyeballs and not just always turning an audiobook on for the sake of having noise on, and being more intentional about when I am listening to an audiobook, I'm actually paying attention to it and taking it in, and not like just doing that while doing something else and kind of half listening and just, yeah. So trying to be better about that in 2026. So I think that's everything for today. My baby's gonna wake up from her nap in any minute now, so I need to get some water and clean up the house a little bit before she wakes up. This was my nap time goal, and I am so happy it's done, and I'm very, very excited to see where the year takes me and see what I read this year. And fingers crossed, I enjoy reading more this year than last year. That's all I can hope for. And yeah, I'd love to know what your goals are for the year. Are you setting a reading goal? Do you not do that? And what new releases you are looking forward to in 2026. Have a great rest of your day. I will see you next time.